All right. Here we are on a pleasant afternoon, I may call it, since Bangalore's weather has been quite kind to us. In the daytime, it gets a little hot sometimes, but most of the times we are experiencing the perfect December weather. And which better place to be in at this time but of Bangalore's umbilical cord, I would call it, Koshys, with the owner of Koshys here, the keeper of Koshys
One
here.
of the keepers of Koshi. One of the keepers.
One of the
beautiful
keepers.
brother you just met, Santosh is
Absolutely.
here. Myself,
One of the keepers of Koshys.
and my little cousin was way far away, but he is also part of this.
Absolutely.
We are all a family of Koshi.
Mr.
Right?
Prem Koshy, thank you so much for joining SoSouth.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being here, and thank you for having me on. It's lovely to be here.
Absolutely.
Let's share some stories.
So, you know what I'm excited about?
Yes, my
I tasted the coffee, which I have actually never tasted of Koshys.
best coffee in the world.
And it's yum.
Thank you.
It's yum. I think my colleague Sanjay, who's a coffee lover, who's sitting across the table and
Yeah,
watching
Sanjay.
us, he is going to agree to this because he comes from Kodagu. And he used to keep telling me that coffee is one thing which is very important to cool.
Thank you.
Today
Yes.
I agree with you, Sanjay.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much. Yes, because we buy our own beans,
Okay.
we choose it, we roast it,
Right.
we grind it,
Yeah.
pure coffee,
Wow.
no shikari, no nothing,
Yeah.
and that's it. People come miles and miles. There are people who drink more than 8 to 10 cups of coffee a day, who I at one time tried to stop because everybody said too much coffee is bad. Yes, of course,
Yes,
it gets
it
you
is.
all wired up.
It is.
But now research says if you drink more coffee you drink, the longer you live. Okay, check it out.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Which
so-
gets me to my pertinent point of view, saying
Yes,
how
ma'am.
people come back for so many things that they like in Koshis.
Right. Okay.
Mutton
So-
cutlets, my favorite.
Now see. Okay.
What are some of the things that people keep coming back
So-
here for?
Let me get to this. So we had 1,500 items that come out of that kitchen on a daily basis. Okay. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
maybe we should apply for the world record. But anyway,
Okay. Huh.
so this goes generational.
Okay.
Okay. The favorites generational. So the other day we had 5 generations sitting on one table.
Wow.
5 generations.
5
Now that is
generations,
what wakes me up in the morning and keeps me coming back, and my brother coming back and keeping this symbiotic, service-oriented, part of Bangalore, the heartbeat of Bangalore. Somebody called it forum, etc., etc.
Right.
But keep it going. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so each one of those generations had their own favorite.
Wow. Okay.
And what is my job and my brother's job, and every one of us who work towards that,
Yeah.
is to keep that going. So somebody who had a hot dog
Yeah.
in his school days
Yeah.
comes back for that hot dog, wants it exactly the same because they've already visualized it
They have
in
the taste.
New Zealand or in the South Pole or
Yeah,
the North
yeah,
Pole or
yeah.
wherever it is. They visualize it and they call me now that we are now communicating that way. Prem, chicken sandwiches, please,
Okay.
and a couple of chicken patties.
Right. Oh, the chicken
has,
patties.
It has to have the same
Absolutely.
thing. No? And that is what it is all about.
Yeah.
And that is one of the most challenging things as part of this beautiful legacy
Yeah.
that we've been left,
Yeah.
is to keep that to the mark.
To the mark. Yes.
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 And when somebody comes and has something, that roast chicken that his grandfather brought him here to try
Absolutely.
for the first time,
Yeah.
and taught him how to eat with a
Yeah,
fork and knife,
knife.
right? That has to taste the same. Because they come back
71
with
years.
52, yeah,
52?
yeah.
Around 71
Yeah,
years?
that is here in this space.
In
right?
this space, right?
Yeah, but grandpa started in the business.
Right.
I think we say 1940. So
1940s.
yeah, 1940.
It was a bakery, if I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
no, it was started off, like I said, after being a successful bank person, bank
Absolutely,
manager.
yes.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, from Daimler to a cycle,
To a cycle, yes.
collecting flour,
Right.
baking it,
Uh-huh.
and selling it back for 1 anna. That
One
was the-
anna back
1 anna
then.
in those days.
Okay, okay.
So that's how he initially supported himself.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being a member of the Bowring Institute and the Bangalore Club and all that.
Who gave him this
Yeah.
idea?
Yeah, pardon?
From a bicycle to
His friends.
his friends, right?
Because he could have gone back to Kerala,
Absolutely.
where his family was there, and we are people who had some property and stuff like that.
Right.
And he could have gone back there, but he had 8 sisters, right? So
It's beautiful.
he says, no, I can't take what might be there,
Yeah.
chance to get married, etc. Remember
Right.
the old days?
Yeah.
That's how they did it. So he stayed back. He said, and by the time my dad and uncle were in Cottons,
Yeah.
they had gone used to this lifestyle, which was so different.
So different.
Bangalore was a sanctuary in those days and still is the greatest sanctuary in the world.
You believe so?
Yes, 100%.
Because
there
you're
is
a
no other
Bangalorean,
place,
yeah?
no other. Not just because I'm a Bangalorean. I've been around
Okay.
and I've seen pretty much all of the world.
Right.
I've lived in other places also.
Right.
But the peace,
Yeah.
the energy that comes out of this beautiful town is something unbelievable. And as you can see,
Yeah.
I never thought we would grow like this. Now people come and don't want to leave.
I'm curious about
Yeah.
that.
During the Second World War,
Yeah.
this was known as sanctuary. We had Germans, we had the Japanese, we had everybody came in pretty much during the war and just after the war.
Wow.
And in fact, HAL, all our little public sector works were also founded and grown by these people.
Wow.
And everybody kept the peace in this town.
Yeah.
And we have one of the most amazing entertainments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Music, art, culture, all of it grew here.
Yeah. In fact, Prem sir, you're mentioning so many facets of this beautiful story that I've only heard about, right? I wish sometimes I'd go back
Look
to time.
behind you.
This
All
is
of the
all in
facets are there.
Bangalore,
Yes,
right?
all in Bangalore. Okay, everything that we do.
Tell me.
In fact, I even saw the IT. I've got a couple of IT things here also.
Tell me something.
Yeah.
Koshys then to Koshys now. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure that. Can you say that Koshys has changed from when it started to now, except for the furniture that we see around us?
No, not
earlier-
changed at all.
Not changed at all.
Not.
That is the question I
except
wanted to
maybe
ask you.
this portion which we took from the department store.
That's all.
That's it.
Otherwise, it retained its old charm, the colonial charm.
If you talk to the walls,
Yeah.
they will tell you
Stories.
5 generations of stories.
My God.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
While I was reading all of this, if you can tell us some of the most fascinating elements of Koshys that pull the Bangaloreans towards them.
Okay, so like Mr. Gundu Rao, remember you mentioned
Yes,
Mr. Gundu Rao?
yes.
Mr. Gundu Rao said he goes everywhere in the universe and comes back to it, and it is peace.
Peace
Okay?
that Koshys gave people
Yes, and also if you know, I've known practically in our days when I was a school kid and college kid,
here. Yeah.
okay, all of the cultural events that happen in Bangalore.
Yeah.
There was one table that my grandfather dedicated to them.
Okay.
He supported the theatre, he supported the arts, he supported the music, he supported everything. So all tickets were distributed from a little table out there.
Yeah.
And at one time we even had to use our cashiers to distribute these tickets. People would come to collect the ticket. And so it became the hub. And why was it a hub of intellectuals and all of that? Because the British Council was right on top. 40 years they were up there.
Okay.
So we read up there and came down and read down here, and huge intellectual conversations from all over the world. People would come, and in that spirit of this is that when you go back to the Queen of England, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, his daughter Indira Gandhi, all of them, and every other party after that also.
Yeah.
Everyone has come in to this place and passed through the doors. One of the principles that I observe is that for anything to go on infinitely, what is the law that governs it? It is symbiosis. And what does that mean?
Yeah.
That what I give and what I receive must be balanced.
My God, beautiful. Beautiful.
And that is my job. I keep telling people, my entire job is to keep the balance of humanity, of humans, of animals, of nature, by trees, right? My grandpa used to say, who do you thank first when you wake up in the morning? This is my Kerala grandpa, my
Mr.
mom's
Oomen
dad.
Koshy.
No,
Okay,
my
that's your
mom's
maternal.
dad. This is my, we call them the city people and the jungle people, right?
Right.
So I say my body and my mind lies here, but my soul lies in the jungle.
What has been your childhood memories of coming to Koshys with your father?
Okay, my grandfather used to carry me, apparently I'm his first grandson, right?
Okay.
He used to carry me around everywhere as I was a kid.
Right.
I remember selling cakes when I was 7 and 8.
Beautiful. Tell us something more.
How many people can resist a little cute boy saying, please uncle, would you like to buy a cake?
So sweet.
And for that, my reward was 1 hour at the Children's Library and the British Council.
My God.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I started working at that time itself, right? So, and I've done that. I mean, all of us have grown in this business also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is part of, if not just the DNA, it is part of our ethos.
Right.
And service.
Right.
Okay, and service with keeping all the basic principles. Symbiosis is the number one.
Yeah.
What I give and receive should be balanced. Okay. The other thing is that once you walk through that door, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please leave your politics, your nationality, your color, your
Race,
language,
your caste,
all of the
language,
stuff that makes your religion. Please leave it outside. We will treat you like the God you are meant to be. I think our
Absolutely.
wonderful Gandhiji said that, no?
Right.
Customers like your God. He actually brings. And that's what I need to keep reminding my people who are in service here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if it is a paisa that they give to you, where they can give to 1 million people around the world.
Absolutely.
They bring it to you, which allows my child to be fed, your child to be fed, put through school, put through college, do much better than even we do.
Absolutely.
Which is what has happened too. You've seen some of the businesses around Bangalore. I won't really mention names.
Yeah.
It all started with here.
Right.
And they have grown. They've got bigger. Some of our employees' kids have grown on to study much better. They always study harder.
Yeah.
And they always get better.
Yeah.
Doctors, captains in the army,
Right.
even some generals have come out of this,
Yeah.
about this place, right? And so we're blessed. For 71 years
This
that
just
we have
seems
been
like-
blessed, and the number of challenges that we have faced through the
Right.
years
Right.
have been overcome.
Prem sir, this entire story that you tell me makes it feel like you've been like this one big family for Bangaloreans,
This is
It's
family.
one big
In
family.
fact, some of my darling customers
Yeah.
have said that, I
You
don't
might
know,
have been a part of so many birthdays and anniversaries
anniversaries,
and retirements.
so
and-
many people have come and proposed here. The number of marriages.
Wow, now I like that. If you can tell us some
Yesterday somebody was
anecdotes.
saying, Prem, in 1952, I think somewhere in December, because we don't know exactly which day now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Somewhere in December, I bought her here.
Wow, that's nice.
And yes, and I brought her back after so many years. They live in the US now, but they've come back and they couldn't believe it. I mean, they were so emotional when they were talking to me emotionally. I mean, very, 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 very upset
Yeah.
at the beginning because my dad and mom and all of them
Yeah.
had passed away early.
Yeah.
And these guys have survived. They
Yeah.
were friends also,
Yeah.
my dad and mom. But it's just beautiful and it's there. I mean, Mr. Ram Gua is famously having saying,
I
that this
read
is my, this is
that
where,
this is-
and he is my sweetheart. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
these are the kind of people that keep us alive,
Absolutely.
keep us well,
Yeah.
that through the generations have blessed from my grandfather, come every single day,
Yeah.
rain or shine,
Yeah.
or political unrest or whatever,
Right.
They come, they have their coffee, they come in here and they have their coffee, they have their meals.
Yeah.
It's a safe space
Yeah.
for so many young writers, so many young ladies that come in and they spend the whole day pretty much writing here.
Yeah.
We have some great writers. I won't mention names again
Yeah.
because the last time I said this, somebody said, Prem, how
Did
could you do that?
Did you miss out my name? Prem?
Exactly. This is what we do. So I have to be very careful.
Right.
Somebody said, write a book.
Yeah.
I said, no. My
Yeah.
grandpa said, you have to, the only reality is today.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what kind of history you have
Absolutely.
in the past,
Yeah.
because if something goes wrong today, all of that is just gone away. So
That's
you
true.
need to focus on today,
That's true.
not even on the future,
Yeah.
because that you don't know.
Yeah.
So the power of the moment
Yeah.
is the most important.
You
And
spoke
have
to me about a symbiotic relationship
Yes.
that you believe in, the fine balance.
Yes.
Now, balance makes me talk about the taste that Koshys has been able to retain all these years in its food.
That's the
Tell me
big
about
challenge.
a little bit about who curated this amazing menu,
Baba, it
where
is-
not one
it-
but several items are fondly remembered.
It is evolved along. Now, most of these recipes, my grandpa is not a cook. He's an accountant.
Exactly,
He's a lawman and accountant, right? Came from his friends. In fact, our amazing plum cake that even goes today was a recipe shared by his friend, Mrs. Brandenburg, I think, from down the road from our bakery.
Wow.
And then there's a maestri, we call him Burma maestri, who came from Burma, who
Wow.
added to it, and so on and so on and so on.
Your
So-
patties.
Yeah, the patties also.
Cutlets.
So now listen, cutlets, all of that evolved, okay? And now, so if you want something, cook the way you like it,
Right?
you can come in my kitchen and you can cook with me and
Yeah.
we will get it. If it is so yummy, and I will give it to a couple of my customers, and
Yeah.
if they think it should stay, it
Yeah.
stays.
Wow, so you add it in your
So
menu.
yeah, it is in my menu. And then they get one of my recipes. In fact, my dear friend Param from school,
Right.
his ambition all through school was to get the mulligatani soup. So the other day he wanted mulligatani soup.
Right.
I said, I am going to learn mulligatani soup.
Yeah.
You have to teach me mulligatani. I said, yes, come in. So we took him in and he learned the mulligatani
That's my
soup.
dad's favorite as well, by the way.
I see.
That's
And so Param got to do his mulligatani soup.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, yeah, right. He's junior of mine in class.
Right.
And he's a world traveling fellow.
Absolutely.
So, and he's I think my brother's classmate. Yeah. So
Do
he
you
said,
have some beautiful anecdotes to share with us, Prem sir, about like we spoke about food, we spoke about this place, about how Mr. Gundurao came and called this a place where he got some peace and stuff.
Yeah.
But any interesting stories that Koshys has witnessed?
Oh, Baba. Now, this is the other thing, all right, that I have to tell you.
Yeah.
So now, that is the other great thing that I have to respect about my customers.
Okay.
Now, there are so many stories that I can tell you of romances, of people coming
Yeah,
back
something
and going.
that's just going to be so
yeah,
heartwarming.
yeah. So, let me tell you about these friends that came. So, just after my dad and all had passed away, one of the boys came running and said, Sir, there is one couple is there, and they are really crying.
Okay.
Very hard. They ordered. I said, what are they eating?
Yeah.
Oh, chicken patties.
Okay.
And cold coffee ice cream.
Yeah.
And chicken sandwich. And they are eating, and then after taking cold coffee, drinking, that madam started crying. Sarah also is crying, and then he's holding her, and she is holding her stomach.
Okay.
I thought, oh my gosh, now what? Something went wrong.
Yeah.
So cold coffee we make, no, and it's
Absolutely.
kept, and it has to be very carefully kept, otherwise it will go sour, whatever it is, right? Happen. So I just came by and I walked past, and of course they were, quite distraught. So I was thinking, oh my gosh. And I went past, then I said, okay, now, sort of my courage, because the buck stops with me, right?
Absolutely. Were you scared that something went wrong?
Yeah, went wrong. That's the thing. So I said, oh my gosh,
right.
Either this. And I thought, oh, maybe chicken puff, they don't know about it, they've taken it. Maybe it's a little spicy,
Absolutely.
Maybe the spices. So I walked up to them and said, excuse me, ma'am, sorry.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't mean to interrupt. But, you are upset. Is there something wrong with the puff? Because they're all both taken away.
Absolutely.
And then this woman kept staring at me. And then she said, Prem? I said, oh my gosh, yes. Prem, how do you? Oh, come, sit. He pulled the chair out, made me sit. Looked inside her purse.
Okay.
Then she pulled out this photograph thing. And there is me. Maybe I was 2 or 3 years old, sitting between 2 little blonde girls who were their girls.
Right.
And we were all kids together. And they were very, very dear friends of my dad's and mom's. In fact, they romanced here while they posted in Maiko.
Yeah.
And they dated every Thursday. They used to come here for a date before they got married.
Koshy's date.
Yeah.
Beautiful story.
And so, then, when they came after so many years, I think in 40, 45 years, they came and found dad, mom, all had passed away. They were so sad.
Yeah.
And then they came in and they ordered their favorite, which they ordered when they were young. And the taste was exactly the same. So it was a overwhelming of all senses.
Yeah.
Emotional.
Absolutely.
Taste.
Yeah.
Smell. Everything came back. And that's how she said, I could not hold my sadness back. And
so we can say Bangalore's always had this umbilical cord-like connection, right, to Koshys?
Not only to Koshys, through Koshys to the rest of the world.
To the rest of the world.
Somebody said, Karma Cafe.
Right.
This is one of the names we get. The cafe at the end of the universe.
Right.
And I tell people I am so blessed because I get to sit on a little table in that corner.
Yeah.
I told you the ladies are next to the square table.
Yes, you were telling me about that.
And I meet people from the Antarctic, the North Pole, the South Pole, and every country and every practically Inuits. I've met Inuits, Eskimos.
Yes.
I've met tribal chiefs.
Wow. How did we hear about this?
This is the thing. I think in 1959 or 60, we were one of the first restaurants on what they called, what is the Planet's Guide? What is?
Planet's Guide?
The guide. There was a guidebook.
Okay.
Called what is it called? Lonely Planet? One of the first all-comprising guides of the world's restaurants and places.
So back then you had all of this in the form of a book.
It was a huge book that every traveler carried.
Wow. And Koshys was in that book.
Yes, in that book. Mentioned as the place to visit. Right?
Beautiful.
So anybody who came to India had the guide. It was called, I think one of the, not Lonely Planet, that is a geography thing, no? National Geographic. No, this is, what is it called, yeah?
That's all right. I mean,
something
maybe...
Planet. Check it out.
Okay, I will.
Huh? Yeah, isn't that the guidebook? Yes, that's right. Yeah, check it. Yeah, that's a guidebook. We are the first, one of the first restaurants to be mentioned in the Lonely Planet.
Beautiful.
As a place to visit, yes, even you're in India.
Right.
And so we've had people from all over the world coming, okay? And talking about how beautiful Bangalore is, blessed with the energy.
Yes.
Some of the wisest and most powerful teachers of philosophy and spirituality come from in and around Bangalore, right?
Tell us a little bit about the bakery, Prem sir. That always is something. I've actually never seen the bakery that's associated with Koshi.
So that is just a store now.
So that's a store now. Okay.
Bakery is on Wellington Street. Okay?
It's on Wellington Street.
So that is the Koshys automatic bakery, where my granddad
was that Mr. Oomen Koshy?
Yeah, Mr. Oomen Koshy. Yeah. Not my grandfather, but my dad went to London.
Okay.
He studied bakery there.
Wow.
He brought all the latest equipment down, and we had the first sliced, wrapped, enriched bread to be sold in this country
Wow.
at 50 paisa per loaf.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it true that people still, I still hear live testimonies and stories
Yes.
that I know a lot of, especially our old Bangaloreans,
Yes.
who will walk up
Yes.
to your bakery
Yeah,
to get the
100%.
bread and
Yeah.
the ginger biscuits.
Yeah, the ginger snaps, they call it now, but ginger
Okay.
biscuits is right.
Wow.
Yeah, and we make the best cake in the world.
Cake,
Christmas
yeah.
time,
Yeah,
Christmas cake.
absolutely.
The
Anything
best
special
plum
that
cake.
Koshys does?
Yes, we've done everything. Sare, special menu kono. We've
Then
got
have a
all
special
kind.
menu?
Yeah, we have a special menu for Christmas,
Okay.
which is pretty amazing. Yeah, please have a look. There you go. These are all the special stuff. So we have plum
Wow.
pudding, we have mince pie,
Yeah.
we have the Christmas cake, we have kalkas, we have marzipan, all of that good stuff. Okay, and we are one of the first people to do it in this beautiful town of ours. Right?
This
Everybody
is
else has
really
come
nice.
after us. Right. So that's what I say. So we have the challenge is this, to maintain that same
Yeah.
quality,
Yeah.
maintain the same taste, and most important of all,
Yeah.
service,
Service.
hygiene,
Right.
price. Right?
How much of your staff from the olden times until now have their generations by chance continued, or have their family members have been?
Yeah, I won't mention names, but
Yeah, no
most of
names,
the businesses around in the similar business were started through Koshi from
That's
here.
so
Okay,
beautiful.
so yeah, so
Yeah,
it was
so
a-
you've had families being
yeah,
associated
yeah,
to you.
and my granddad was also one of the first people to encourage the study of culinary
Right. Right.
catering colleges.
Right.
Yeah, he was a great man.
What made him turn towards this business?
Because it was service.
Because it was service.
Service.
Right.
And of course, I'm sure because of his love of food.
There you
And
go.
love,
Yeah.
and as a, like they call it, foodie family, you have to look like a Koshi, you see. You have to
Right.
look like a Koshi, yeah.
What is Mr. Prem Koshy's favorite when it comes to his joint here? On the item of
Oh my Baba, what's my favorite is
Yeah.
what I create in the moment.
in the moment?
Yes, I get up there and I'll cook up something that is so yummy.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my art. I'm a graduate of the American Institute of Baking.
Okay.
I taught there for a couple of semesters and a couple of classes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm a baker by, if you want to call it, after
Yeah.
my BCom profession.
Yeah.
I went into, tried to do some business studies. I was in scholarship shooting on the rifle team, etc. Northwestern State University, ran
Yeah.
a couple of nightclubs, kind of. I was one of the first people to be certified there. So I could,
Oh wow.
so they could keep the doors open for the club, right?
Right.
And different laws in those
Right.
days. And then I got back, by default, will not go there, but one day I thought I will come and shoot for India, right? And just
Super.
left it.
Super.
Anyway, that's a long story, but
Yeah.
all that behind me, here I am.
Any challenges along the way? Like, we've evolved.
Challenges.
When we say that businesses, you were just making a point about several other businesses that started in Bangalore.
Sure.
And they've
What
grown.
is the challenge? The challenge is the symbiosis, right?
Right.
And where is the best example of the symbiosis at work? My grandpa used to say, remember I told you my Kerala grandpa?
Yeah.
The wisest man I know.
Yeah.
Apparently, he ran off and was a trapeze artist somewhere in the circus, which he used to tell me.
Okay.
And he showed me his tattoos in those days.
Yeah.
Okay. He used to say, the leaf outside your window
Mm-hmm.
has worked all night and all day long to give you the oxygen you need to stay alive.
Yeah, that's deep.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Get greedy and try to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? You collapse.
You collapse.
Take
yeah.
a nice deep breath and hold. Don't give it back.
Yeah.
So that is where you go to your example.
Right.
So that is what needs to be maintained on anything, any business, anything. Of course, you'll have your challenges. One day you have a blocked nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you try to remove that block and breathe comfortably
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
The same thing. Every day, you don't know what the universe throws at you. What about COVID? Man.
If you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So COVID was one of the biggest challenges ever. We thought we would not make it because we had to keep most of these people who have been with us 20, 30 years.
Right.
Keep them sort of kind of
Afloat.
supported.
Right.
Yeah, while we went through, so we could open again, because I had hopes for it, but
Yeah.
at some point it was so crazy, right? People were
Right.
dying all
Yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We had, of course, we are the alternative people, right? We had
Yeah.
alternative ways of staying healthy and staying well, so we did that. But COVID was supposed to teach humanity some few lessons, I thought.
A lot of lessons.
Yeah, a lot of lessons. Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, that we need to be
I think grateful towards
with
life.
each other.
Yeah,
No,
with
first
each
of all,
other.
yeah, grateful for the breath,
Yeah.
grateful for healthy bodies, Okay, and then the most important thing in this symbiosis, it was supposed to teach us that we cannot carry on being selfish.
Yeah.
We need each other.
Yeah.
Without each other, we cannot carry on.
True.
We need to be good to our planet.
Absolutely.
We cannot carry on being destructive people that we are now. The most destructive species on the face of the earth. If I was somebody else and wanted to save this beautiful gem of a planet, there's nothing like it in the known cosmos as far as we are concerned.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is a gem.
Yeah.
And if it needs to be saved, what would you do if I keep telling people, they said, oh, Prem sir, this nature, you talk about saving the snakes, you're a snake man, that's why you love the snakes, you want to save. No, we need to save our planet.
As much as we give is how much we get back.
Not only how much we get back, we need to protect it because we have the authority and we are the most destructive. We dig and we cut and we scrape and we scrape and we, it's crazy what we're doing. And we can see it. People have talked about it. I've been talking about it since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I was one of the first presidents of the WWF, World Wildlife Fund, the wildlife club in Cottons, right? Go around talking to everybody. Oh, save the tiger, save the world, save it. And yet, we've turned out to be the most destructive. What happened in COVID? While we were cowering in our little holes, instructed to learn our lessons, right? Mother Nature was blooming, right? Tigers were coming into Banarghatta.
Absolutely.
Leopards were coming in. Peacocks were coming into Kengeri. My snake population was increasing beautifully. So this just shows that nature, you cannot try to control Mother Nature with our so-called intellect.
Absolutely.
With our so-called science.
Absolutely.
No? We need to move towards living in harmony. Yes, I talk about the tribes in just off our coast, right? Off the coast of Andamans. Right? They've been here for so many thousand years.
Absolutely.
And they're happy.
Very.
They live in perfect harmony with their nature.
They don't want to give away their land as well.
No, not to give away. And who are we to try to educate them?
But that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Because they've survived so many thousand years without conflict, without killing each other, loving each other. Otherwise, they won't survive. And here we are, intelligence personified, science personified, and deliberately going out and destroying each other, not only each other, but the rest of our planet.
Right.
So we need to do a quick fix and a quick heal. And most of that healing we try to do from this little restaurant here. We talk about these things, we discuss it, and we spread the word. I have writers, I have artists who are all and if we do talk about anything, this is what we talk about. Beautiful. This is what the message that we need to get across.
Right.
Okay.
So can we call Koshys this place where not just people come here for the peace, for the lovely stories that have blossomed here, but also for some really responsible conversations?
Conversation, and it happens. Yeah, and
bonds.
It happens. Bonds are built. Equality is mentioned. No discrimination on any level.
I think that's beautiful.
Okay, so I keep telling people, this is it. And it's strange that people come, they hear, some people come at 9 in the morning and don't leave till 11:30 in the evening.
My God.
And they are welcome
Says it all.
Yeah, there's young babies of mine, I call them mine, but the young babies who come and they're writers and they're just trying to make their life happening.
Absolutely.
And one day she felt so guilty about sitting here the whole day. She wrote a letter, "Dear sir, I'm sorry,
so
but can we be here?"
Can we be here? Yeah.
I said,
I mean, there's that atmosphere.
Because it is a table that they've taken away. It is income, as you may call it, quote unquote, but that is something that we don't want to even go into. You're free to come and be here.
Beautiful.
Heal your soul, heal your mind, heal your body. We give you the most nutritious, healing, affordable meal served in the most friendly conditions, just like home.
That's
where you can find your peace. Yes, and you can go forward thinking, hey, that was a life experience that I've had.
I think on that note, we would like to end this beautiful conversation that we've had with you, Mr. Prem Koshy. I think this is going to be a delightful stories for generations that have gone by staying in Bangalore and for the generations who are going to come forward.
Keep us in your prayers and wish us well as we go through our Are there any challenges? Every single day.
Every single day on that.
Hundreds of challenges. But if we stay in the moment,
Yeah.
don't react,
Yeah.
but respond
Okay.
to the universe. And here is my grandpa's, my jungle grandpa,
Okay.
my estate grandpa,
Yeah.
my grandpa, whose famous saying was, okay, yes, young man, I know you want to save the world.
Okay.
But before you do that,
Okay.
just take a quick look and look back
Yeah.
and see that you haven't grown a tail and become the monkey who pulls the fish out of water to save it from drowning.
That was so good.
Ta-da!
Thank you, sir.
Touche, as they say.
Thank you. It was
God bless
beautiful.
you.
That
Thank
was
you,
Mr.
Sarah.
Prem Koshy.
Thank you all. Please keep coming back.
Absolutely.
We are here at your service, pretty much 24 hours.
Third generation, the keeper of Koshis, like he would call himself,
Yes.
Mr. Prem Koshy.
I am just the keeper, and all of these beautiful people that work with me, including my brother and our families, of course. We must thank our families, because without them, the support, the love, and the dedication that they have to allow us to do what we do is something that I would love to mention, and I must mention all of them, the families, extended families that have kept us going. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.